When was the last time somebody reached out, took your hand, and then led you somewhere? The only two times I can think of that you probably have had this happen to you, maybe one was when you were a small child, and maybe you were crossing a street, somebody took your hand and led you across from one side to another in safety. The other time that this may have occurred is in a very, very crowded place. Perhaps you have some friends and you're trying to stay connected to each other, and so you take hold of each other's hands, and that way you don't lose each other in a big crowd. Well, what happens when you take somebody else's hands? I would say that three things, maybe more, but three things happen. Number one, a connection is made. You are two separate individuals, and then when you reach out that hand and the other person takes it, the connection is made between those two people and it joins two people in space. The second thing that happens is that when you accept somebody else's hand and allow them to lead you, you are signaling and you are placing your trust in that other person. People do not hold hands with individuals that they do not trust. You might shake someone's hand, but it's very, very brief, it's very quick. A holding of the hands, for a long period of time is a much more intimate thing. And so you don't hold hands with people that you don't trust. And so by taking that person's hand, you're signaling, yes, I trust you, I'm willing to let you lead me. So the first thing was, connection was made between the two of you. You signaled your trust. The third thing that occurs when you take somebody else's hand is that you accept the role of a follower. You're allowing the other person to lead you, and you're trusting that they will get you to a correct destination. You acknowledge your need, maybe for safety. If you were a young child, saying, I need someone to give me safety to help me across, maybe a road. Or you're saying, I need direction, and I'm willing to put my hand in yours because you know where you're going, and I'm not quite sure. I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to hold on to you tightly. If you have ever been to a partner social dance, you know that it's very common for one individual to approach another and to ask for a dance. You simply just have to extend your hand. Now, if the person wants to dance with you, they'll take your hand and then you're off and away. The example that I want to give you right now is think of a very, very skilled dancer. And if you haven't seen this, and I'll explain it to you. But if a very skilled dancer approaches another individual and says, hey, let's dance, let me extend my hand to you. A common complaint from beginners is that, I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe it's my first time. I'm not very good. I have no idea what I'm doing. But if the leader is a very skilled dancer, if he's a very skilled lead, there's a lead and a follow when you dance. If the leader is very, very skilled, he can take a complete beginner and make that individual look very, very good and work through their inability. I was actually told once that the purpose of a good lead in a dancing situation is to make the follow look good. If the follow looks good, then the lead is doing his job. Christ reaches out his hands to us. And when he does that, he's looking for a connection, but you have to accept that connection. When he reaches out his hand to you, he's asking for your trust. And when he reaches out his hand to you, you may have some objections and say, oh no, I'm not skillful enough, maybe I don't really want to do this, I don't really want to engage with you. But he's able to work through your inabilities. And I want to finish up with Romans 5:8. And how do we know that God's reaching his hand out for us? And how is he working through our inabilities and our inadequacies? Romans 5:8 says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Christ made the first move and he died, and that's his extension. That's his hand going out to you. He's saying, take hold of my hand, trust in me, and I'll work through your inabilities. So Christ is reaching out his hand today. It's up to you if you want to accept it.